My name is Cate Brown. I'm a photographer in Rhode Island, up in the Northeast. I've been shooting professionally for, gosh, over 10 years now. I graduated with a degree in photography as well. And growing up in Rhode Island, we are known as the Ocean State. So I went to school in Massachusetts in the middle of the state, and I knew it was too far from the water. So immediately upon graduation, I brought my new degree and skill sets back to my ocean community and I built my portfolio and my work from there. So I currently focus on outdoor lifestyle with a specialty in marine based shooting. So on and around the water for a number of lifestyle scenes. That's primarily my commercial work, but I also do oceanic fine art as well.
Very nice. Excellent. So do you do both stock and assignment or
Yeah, I do a little bit of a lot. I do a little bit of editorial for a lot of the local or regional magazines here, whether they need a small assignment or some stock. I do online stock sales through a few partners, very select partners that value premium and quality work. And then, yeah, the biggest projects are always going to be commercials, and I really do enjoy shooting commercial brand work. So that is really the bulk of my work too.
nice? Excellent. So what have you learned so far in your career? I mean, you came out of school with a degree, and as we found with a lot of creatives, what you learn in school around creative is fantastic. Learning the skills is great, but then you go out into the real world and you learn some lessons and you gain some experience. So, can you share some of the things that you've learned along the way?
Absolutely. So I went to Fitchburg State, which is a BS, so Bachelor of Science, not a Bachelor of Art. So it was a little unique in that regard. We did a lot of theory of communication. We did a lot of different mediums. We didn't even touch digital until junior year. So there was studio, there was darkroom. Um, Lightroom was just coming out my senior year. I remember that. So we did learn a lot of Photoshop and Bridge. I was lucky having come from classes in high school as well. Not everyone has the opportunity to take classes on photography in high school, both traditional medium and digital. So upon graduating, I immediately realized they did a great job technically training me in a lot of different ways, but I didn't have the best sense of exactly what I wanted to shoot or how to go about being a small business. I did a lot of assisting for other photographers. We had a required internship as part of the program. I was very lucky to join ASMP, the American Society of Media Photographers, that does wonderful work advocating and helping promote education as an industry group for photographers primarily. And I got a lot of wonderful connections from there and more real world experience of what it's like to
Mhm.
be on a set, what it's like to deal with a bunch of equipment or a lot of moving parts, or even just how to communicate with clients. A lot of that, like how to invoice, like I didn't even know what an invoice looked like when I was still in school. So a lot of those business aspects I got immediately after graduating. So it was kind of like forcing myself to continue learning, basically. But it definitely paid off, and I definitely realized early on I was not I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to work for others. I had my own vision of how I wanted to shoot. I felt I had enough business acumen to do it as well from a business point of view. I think a lot of people are very skilled creatively or skilled business wise. It's hard to find people who are well balanced in both in order to succeed long term. But I wanted the challenge, and I that's it's been over 10 years now. So I'd like to think it's going okay.
Nice. Congratulations. And yes, entrepreneurship, owning your own business. Um, there are tons of very, very, very good creatives out there who the business side of it either isn't their forte or isn't something they're interested in doing. So it stays as a side hustle or a gig because it's not easy to be in business as a photographer.
No, it's very difficult, and especially with my work. I'm outdoor lifestyle based, and this sector is becoming more and more saturated too, with
Mm.
like adventure travel and whatnot. A lot of people like the digital age with cameras has really democratized the technology for a lot of people and made it very accessible. So it's about finding what you bring uniquely to the table, right? Um, and it's challenging, but I think a lot of people don't realize how little time I actually spend shooting. Like how much of my time is being taken up with the accounting and like hunting down invoices and like who still owes a bill, or pitching, like the amount of pitching that I'm doing, or cold emailing that I'm doing, and email marketing, a little bit of social media marketing too. I am mostly just myself. I don't have any other full-time employees. I bring on assistants on an as needed basis, even. I don't have any full-time assistants. Um, so it's really just me. And then shooting takes up this very small portion of my time. And the rest of that is processing it and editing it and delivering it and then finding the next gig. And I heard once that being self employed, especially as a creative, is basically being full time unemployed, constantly hustling. And I was like, that's
Mm.
not untrue at times. But when it gets rolling, things tend to come in waves, and then things get really busy really fast too.
Exactly. Often it's that feast and famine. You're busy prepping for a shoot, getting ready for it, getting everything ready, do the shoot, finish the post production. Oh, wait, where's my next?
Where's the next one? I just had a gig this week that was a couple of months in production and just creative planning we had done early, and then it just took a while for the weather to kind of catch up to us so we could actually shoot it. And I was like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, I don't have a whole lot on the rest of the calendar for the next couple of weeks. But literally, as I'm driving to this shoot, I get 3 more inquiries, some from like past contacts and some from a couple new ones looking to shoot projects. So it really just kind of all comes in at once. It's like, oh, now I'm suddenly very busy. And especially with my work being outdoor based and seasonal, in the Northeast, we have a lot of seasons. I really have to plan for a very heavy shooting season in the summer and fall months. Can I line up a project for a winter scene? Will the weather cooperate for that? Because we don't get snow regularly. We're too coastal. And then I just plan a lot of my marketing and business planning for the winter because I won't be shooting quite as much. So aside from like the regular ups and downs, I have these seasonal ups and downs to contend with too.